Guys, welcome to the Shay Speaks Life channel with them coins. Gonna get you right, channel. Look though, this will be a collective message. Guys, keep in mind that energy is fluid. This could have already happened in the past. This could be happening right now in the present or about to happen in the future. Take what applies and let the rest fly. You feel me? They said if it don't fit, then you must have quit. Okay, anyway, moving on. I've already asked my ancestors and spirit team go ahead and return back to send any black magic or any negative energy is sent this way. And so it be Ashe, Ashe. Okay, just period. Let's see what's going on here. Happy birthday to all of my Aries gang, and friends. Now let the read him again. Okay, period. Okay, let me get this right. Look, I make sure I get y'all right, Aries. Okay, baby. Look, my Aries season, we got solar eclipse coming up this weekend, y'all. Coming out the gate, though. Coming out the gate, guys, I got shadow dance. I feel like for a group of you here, when you, okay, something about you being open here. Okay, you are dancing with your shadow here. Okay, yeah, this is what you're doing here. You are shadow dancing. Guys, when you're shadow dancing, you are to remember when you move shadows, right? A shadow is a darker reflection of yourself, yes? That's what a shadow is, right? The darker reflection of yourself. Now, when you move the darker, right, perception of yourself, then you discover your own rhythm. Oh, clock that T. Okay, baby, with the shadow dancing. Yeah, you didn't learn how to tango a little bit with your shadow here. You didn't learn how to move, become a little bit more fluid. Okay, a little bit more open here. You're gliding a little bit here, collective. Yeah, you starting to you starting to get used to that. Okay, that's just a shadow. That much of a shadow. You know what I'm saying? You get into it. Yeah. Congratulations on that, guys, because you've had to learn how to maneuver around your shadow here. And not just maneuver, it's that you had to learn how to tangle with that thing. You can't run from your shadow. It's like running from yourself. You have to dance and flow with your shadow, baby. Yeah. I feel like you had to learn this here, collective, because I have self-sabotage in reverse, authentic self, and dark reflection. Like self-sabotage, and that's the way I want to see it in reverse here, baby. It's something that once you start to learn how to dance with your shadow side of yourself, okay, once you learn to start to be adaptable and move here, you started to be your authentic self here, collective, and stopping to self-sabotage here. Before, I felt like for a group of you, y'all would damn self-sabotage everything around you and then be wondering why your life is in a shambles here, collective. Procrastination is something that you guys have had to master, gaining discipline on here. Negative self-talk, telling yourself what you can and cannot do, that's self-sabotaging. When you already tell yourself something negative, then how can you expect something positive to come out of what you started out originally as here, collective? You have fear of failure undermining your success. So because false evidence appearing to be real for a group of you here, you're operating, you have been operating in your false sense of self here. And this would cause you to self-sabotage all of your relationships. Okay, whether it be business deals, relationships, relationships with friends, family members, partnerships. You've learned though, once you started to dance, okay, with yourself, dance with that shadow here, okay, you learn how to tap in and be your authentic self, collective. Yeah. You've learned and mastered how to live your life freely with no restrictions here. You don't really care about what people are talking about. Okay, you've had to overcome. I feel like over self-sabotage, you've had to overcome. You've had to be resilient here, collective. You've had to overcome being your authentic self because people didn't like for you to be authentically you. I felt like for a group of you, because you live your authentic true self, you learned your lessons, you dance with your shadow, you've mastered yourself here, right? That definitely has put others here in a darker space here. They're not happy because you're living your authentic self, because you're stronger than ever. I feel like for a group of you, you guys battle 444 on the timer. I feel like you guys battle with your identity of should I move this way or be this way? If these group of people like me, I'm gonna be this way, or this group of people like, no, you are who you are, and who gonna rock with you, and who gonna stop with you, let them stop. Collective. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, you've had to learn that about yourself. You've had to learn to let people go. You've had to learn to be individual and be unique and be okay with that. And if you're around people who are making you doubt your star play of you doing something authentically or original, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot of original characteristics about yourself, and you're authentic. And maybe the people that you have chosen to be around, they don't support you in that sense here. They don't support you in your authenticity here, collective. And so once you have learned how to do the shadow work here, you've learned how to stop self-sabotaging, cut away people, places, and things that no longer serve you, honor the dark and the light, and tangle with that thing. Because also, I got dark reflection here. I felt like for a group of you, you've had to go deep within here and have to do some shadow work within the chakras here. Okay. You guys have had to go deep within, because when you look into the abyss looks back at you. I feel like you had to gain a sense of liberation here, of truth seeking, right? Not the partner's truth, not your mama truth, not your daddy truth, not your children's truth, not your auntie's truth, but your truth here. The darker reflection, again, is the shadow side. You've learned to honor the dark reflection of yourself and learn how to master it and dance with that thing. What I say? Bae. Okay, you've learned how to dance with yourself, collective. Wow. This is a powerful message here, guys. Tell me about shadow dance here. Yeah, you've gone on this journey here of truth seeking here. Your truth, collective. Your truth here. Yeah. Feathered omens, even the sweetest bird harbors fierce intentions, self-deceit, illusion, and secrets here. I felt like for a group of you, you had to go deep within here. You had to be honest with yourself here. I felt like too many times you didn't let people just tell you whatever and you run with it here. And that will cause you to be in a self-sabotaging aspect. But then also the feathered omens here, with you be accepting self-deceit and illusions here. By you denying the inner part of yourself, which is your shadow self, the darker parts of you. For you, if you were to deny it, then you are an illusion. You are delusional. When you're not able to be honest and truthful with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror, collective, then of course that's going to cause an illusion here on yourself here. I feel like some of y'all had to free yourselves from secrets you guys were holding on to. And I feel like those secrets here, confront fears. Look, bravery, healing here. I feel like those fears, false evidence appearing to be real. You've had to confront those. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek, healing and reclaiming here. I felt like after you had been in a delusional aspect of yourself here, self-deceit, you were deceiving yourself here, collective. You had to confront your fears. For a group of you, you had to be honest with yourself here. Confronting your fears, false evidence appearing to be real. Because for a group of you, the truth of the matter is that you're reacting off of situations. Your mind is coming up with all these scenarios and you're reacting off of something that really hasn't happened in the 3D or in the real realm here. Okay. In the 3D realm, let me say that it hasn't manifested here. And so you would be self-sabotaging yourself by still staying stuck in that thought process, in that vision here, because it will be your imagination, collective. You've learned how to heal and reclaim what's yours here, collective. No longer self-sabotaging, no longer casting the accountability on anyone else here. You are living your true, authentic self. And as you are truth-seeking, you are liberating yourself, collective. What else? Tell me about authentic self. Yeah, addiction. Compulsive need despite negative consequences. Get support and help. Healing, liberation, and support. Again, I feel like for a group of you here, some of you guys battle with addictions. Yeah. Some of you guys battle with your addictions here, whether they be, substance abuse, popping pills, smoking, drinking, a sex addiction, you know what I'm saying? TV, internet, the addictions here, you needed to be liberated here. In order for you to master your true, authentic self, look what it came under, y'all. In order for you to be your authentic true self, you had to master self-discipline here, and also healing those addictions that have held you back here, collective. Yeah. Get some therapy here for a group of you here, support system here, a therapy. Okay, because the compulsive needs that you have, it's like you still will go after what you know will give you a negative consequence. And so if you're working on your shadow self here, collective, then you already know what you know. You know what the outcome gonna be. You're gonna know what the consequence is gonna be if you do this. You know this, collective. So as for a group of you, you've had to work on this shadow part of yourself with these addictions here so you can live your true authentic self, collective. That's what was holding you back here. And this is what was causing you to self-sabotage those damn addictions here, collective. And this is the self-deceit here. Now it's making sense. It's pulling all together here, collective. Give me one more here. We can finish on up here under dark reflection here. What truth seeking and liberation here for you? Like you had to go deep within here, collective. Yeah. Inner balance. What I said, you got to go deep within. And then I have inner balance. What you resist persists. What you accept transform. Duality and wholeness. So for a group of you here under the dark reflection, you had to gain inner balance here. Right? You know, some of the things that you wanted to seek out truth for, right? You know, you in turn work with that thing here, if you will. You work with your truth here, collective. You reflected within yourself. You've danced with your shadows, 11:11 on the timer. You've danced with your shadow side here, guys. You've tapped into the darker reflection of yourself, and you're gaining the inner balance here. Gaining the inner balance. Look how he's juggling here. I feel like for a group of you here, this is what you juggle with, the light and the dark. This is the inner balance. This is the inner struggle here. You balance with the feminine and masculine aspect here. And so for a group of you, it's a balancing act. What you accept, transformation here, guys. I felt like you have to accept the things you can change and then accept the things that you cannot change. And also the courage that is needed to move forward here, collective. Yeah. That's what you've had to learn here in order to gain wholeness and duality here, guys. To honor the light and the dark here, you must have juggled. You've had to juggle and maneuver some things here. You've had to maneuver that dark reflection here so you can live your true authentic self. You've had to battle some addictions here that have slowed you down, if you will. Okay, you've had to confront some fears that had you self-sabotaging before, collective, and you battled through that. Okay, and then you got the shadow dance and the feather omens. You had to dance with yourself and be honest with yourself and no longer putting yourself in as self-deceit or an illusion here, collective. You're living your truth here. Congratulations. You've worked on yourself. You're no longer self-sabotaging or putting yourselves in these negative situations here because you do know that they will give you negative consequences, collective. Congratulations on that. You've mastered the inner balance within yourself. You've tangled with your shadow self long enough here. It's like and now, you know, when you learn a new dance, collective, what you do? You start adding stuff with it, right? You start improvising, you feel me? You start feeling yourself once you start dancing, right? Once you've got the basic dance down, you start getting cute with it a little bit. And this is where you're at. You're getting cute with yourself, baby. This is where the authentic self starts to come out. Once you start dancing, you like, oh, shit. You got your own rhythm, baby. You discover your own rhythm by you dancing with your shadow. Wow. That's going to do it, guys, for your reading. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below if this message just resonated. Until then, guys, I'll check you later.